Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, First Community Financial Bank, the community bank where you come first. If you're just tuning in, you're watching Spotlight. I'm Jay Mornett, and today I'm joined by Arthur Zards of TEDx Naperville and Robert Rateria. He's a speaker, civil rights activist, and an author. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're excited to talk about TEDx. Who would not be excited to talk about big ideas? And Arthur, you've been the curator for many, many years. Please give us a little bit of a flavor of what is TEDx Naperville.
TEDx Naperville is a free thinking conference where we bring 12 to 15 different speakers, performers, artists, and it's a full day event, and they have about between 3 and 18 minutes to share an idea worth spreading. And what makes it unique is that it's multidimensional, where you might go to a tech conference and it's all tech speakers. We might have an artist, a scientist, a poet, a musician, a mathematician, and with an 18-minute or less spot, you're not inundated with a long, drawn-out talk. There's short little spaced talks.
Really expands your mind, though. I mean, it's kind of that whole, I think of it a little bit like that liberal arts. It's like the old liberal arts experience, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And nobody really knows exactly what each person's going to talk about, so it's kind of a surprise.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
Oh, absolutely.
I know you've had tremendously good people over the years, and I know the enthusiasm of your team is contagious. Why do you love it so much? Why do you do this?
I've been in Naperville since the Bears won the Super Bowl, which kind of shows my age a long time ago.
Yes, and the Bears Shuffle, that was quite a lifetime ago.
And I've always seen these articles, news items about how Naperville is one of the best places to live. It's always like one of the top 10 places to live because it's got safe neighborhoods and a great school system. And it really bugged me. The discussion always stops there. Okay, great schools, great neighborhood, but what does that mean? And TEDx Naperville is a platform where I can kind of dig in the dirt and find out what happens what's the result of that? The result is we have the most incredible people that live, work, and play in Naperville, and you don't hear their stories. And we have, in our neighborhood, is one of the top 10 most brilliant scientists according to Popular Science, who might have that person that cuts you off could have the next cure for cancer in our community. And the TEDx Naperville platform lets me explore that, and actually I get to find those people. I get to find people like Robert, who's you will be changing the world with the civil rights and the kids. And we can do that. Without the TEDx Naperville platform, where do those people's ideas get shared? They don't.
It's a connector.
Absolutely.
I mean, it really is a connector. Robert, talk a little bit about what you're going to be talking about at TEDx.
Well, it's going to be a big idea whose time has come. You see, we have money for wars and can't feed the poor. And there's children, teenagers, adults walking around lost in a culture of darkness. And I want to do something about it. So what I'm going to be talking about is what I've been doing as a civil rights leader now for the last 9.5 years.
Okay, and what is that? Can you give us a little taste of it?
Well, we've developed a comprehensive, bilingual, non-generic book series and program that is culturally relevant, that resonates with the youth and promotes student achievement, helps our kids with their critical thinking skills, and bridges the educational gap. So the books From the Barrio to the Boardroom, the graphic novel Mi Barrio, and the comic book Little Barrio are being taught to students in classrooms across America and currently in 25 other countries around the world.
Wow. Now, what inspired you to do that?
There was some kids that I saw that reminded me of myself when I was a teenager. They were gangbangers. So I wanted to write the book and create a tool, an instrument that'd be a roadmap to help the kids avoid the detours that I took in my life. So that was what inspired me.
So you kind of, based on your experience, then how could you sort of work that forward and how could you help others?
Right. I mean, I told my story, as Oprah Winfrey says, tell your story so we could all be healed, but it's not my story. It's all of our story.
Yeah.
It's a story of people that come from a hard place, make a lot of sacrifices, work hard, to come out clean on the other side. It's a story of hope and dreams and guts and desire and overcoming seemingly impossible obstacles.
What's the title of your speech?
A big idea whose time has come, I guess.
A big idea whose time has come. Okay. And what's the date for the TEDx this year?
November 10th.
Okay, November 10th. Robert, you've been, and I know we had a chance to chat a little bit before, you've been out there touring and talking to people and getting stuff in. Give us a little bit of a sense of when you're there, what are you seeing, what are you doing, what are you hearing?
Well, there's a lot of kids have hopelessness. Their parents are in a dysfunctional relationship. Some kids don't have parents. Some kids' fathers are in jail or dead. So they find themselves looking for love in all the wrong places and find themselves going over and gravitating towards gangs. So I think that the book is giving them hope And when I look in their eyes, I do see hope, and I see dreams, I see possibilities, and I see the future leaders of our country, because that's what they represent, and that's what I'm doing. I'm building a pipeline to put these kids into so they can have that pathline to success.
And you brought with you a couple of your books, and so talk a little bit about what you do with the books. Do you give the books to all the students? How does that work?
Well, the books are usually purchased or sponsored, but this book here, From the Bar to the Boardroom, has a curriculum that we do donate, and it's being used in middle schools and high schools. The book is bilingual, it's also digital. And then I wanted to reach a younger generation, so this is 7th grade and up. So I wanted to cut the umbilical cord to the gang recruitment, because you get recruited as a runner in the elementary schools. So we created a graphic novel to bring the book to life, and it's being used by 3rd grade and up. And I'm proud to say this book won the International Latino Literacy Book Awards as the best graphic novel in Latin America, Spain, and the United States of America for addressing youth issues.
That's fantastic. Congratulations to you.
And then this last book is a pre-K, K1 and 2. So now we have books for kids of all ages, races, religions, and economic backgrounds.
Talk a little bit about that, because I think you mentioned that you see this as it's not a problem for one part of our country, it's all of our country. So talk a little bit about that.
Kids don't know color, they know love. So part of what I'm seeing is letting these kids know that we love them and they're not alone and somebody's there for them, right? And that's what's going to inspire them to want to move forward. So when I work with these kids, they're living the life today, like I said, that I lived back then. So it's actually their story. So this is everyone's story.
Okay. Okay. Now you have lots of other people coming. Arthur, would you like to share with us any other speakers that you know for sure are going to be with us in November?
Absolutely. Dr. Ed Ellison, who's the CEO of the Kaiser Permanente Group, one of the largest hospital groups in the country from the West Coast. He'll be speaking about what's happening to doctors, and it's going to scare the bejesus out of you when you find out what's really going on. Meryl Davis, he has a certificate of friendship from the KKK, and he's African American. So figure that out, and you'll have to come to our event to see his story is mind-boggling.
Okay.
And then Ralph's World, one of the top children's musicians, and he's not going to be doing kid songs. He'll be doing something completely different, and so that gives you a good basis of the variety that we have. It's very multidimensional. Okay.
And where are we going to be holding it this year?
It's at the Yellow Box on November 10th, and it's a Friday. It's an all-day event. Doors open at noon. Tickets do sell out, so we ask you if you're interested and participating, TEDxNaperville.com. At the bottom of our website, there's a link to be on our mailing list. And yeah.
I know it's going to be terrific. I know it's going to be exciting. Robert, thank you for coming and sharing a little bit about your story. And Arthur, as always, we know it's going to be an excellent event. We encourage people to come check it out.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for bringing big ideas to Naperville.
Thank you.
If you would like to purchase tickets for the 2017 TEDx Naperville event, please go and visit their website. We're going to take a quick break for a few short messages, but don't go away. We're coming right back with more Spotlight.